Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so there's this kid that I have just accidentally came across on Facebook Shorts, and this kid is mind-blowing. He's probably about 9 or 10 years old, maybe even 8 years old. Now, he's brought up some subjects that I've been planning on. There's one subject in particular about when you go to heaven, when you are not in your physical body, there is a complete difference. And he brings this up from a totally different question. And I'm like, man, this kid knows. And he's right. Alright, I'm just going to cut to this part of it because the whole thing is pretty incredible. So, one of the things I was going to tell you guys is, and now, how do I know this? It's from meditating. Now, there is something that I'm going to call the zone. Like you are completely, how to explain this? When you meditate on a really, what I call a complete level, absolute depth, like you're there. You don't, how to explain this? It's almost like you can't feel your body. It's like, okay, so if you had a broken leg, you wouldn't feel it. Like literally, like you wouldn't feel it. It's like this reality is gone. It's just, man, it's a really hard concept to explain if you haven't been there. You're in this different space. You're in this different zone. It's like the pain in your back goes away. Here's another thing I noticed after I meditate for a long time. Your spine starts to erect itself straight up and down. Now, I kind of always have like a slight hunch. It just goes, it just like moves back into perfect alignment all by itself. And I was like, what in the fuck? Like, what is this? The first couple of times I was like, is this really happening? I had to open my eyes and go, wow, I'm actually straight up and down now. So from going into this real in-depth space, the one thing you realize is like this whole idea of a brain, it's a joke. How to explain it? It's almost like your brain is like this. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a little toy that it's literally not even 1% of what you truly are. And here's the funny thing. When you're out there, there's no thinking. The concept of thinking is dumb. Thinking blocks you from you. Thinking blocks you from your higher awareness, from your higher intelligence. When you expand open, there is a much, much greater level of intelligence. Like wisdom, it just comes to you. Like you just know things. It's just automatic. So a lot of things a lot of you came to my YouTube channel probably from watching many, many, many other YouTube channels. And like, man, this guy's right on the numbers. I don't do any thinking. Like, okay, take this video. I have 0 notes. 0, nothing. And here's the thought. This kid, there's an image of the kid. I'm going to actually put him up here pretty soon. And it's just, boom, I go. That's it. So because I have had an actual experience, not inexperience, but many, 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 like every time I get on this YouTube video, make these videos, I go to that space, okay? Or that's the goal, because that's where everything just pours out without any thinking at all. And this kid is doing the same thing 100%. And I'm listening to this kid like wow, I kind of want to see, how does he know this? Well, I know how he knows it. And I know where he gets it from. He just opens up and the answers start flowing through him. Here's the thing. Now he's talking about neutral love. And he says, though, how does he? I'm going to use the word people. I don't remember if he used that word, but those people up there in the spirit world, he goes, they don't have a brain. He goes, emotions are because of your brain. He goes, they don't have a brain, and therefore they don't have emotions. Now, they do and they don't. So he goes, they have neutral love. Now, how many times have you guys heard me on this channel over the last year, 2, 3 years talk about being neutral, about neutrality? This is what I'm talking about. There's no judgment, because judgment is when you go narrow. So this is a chart in the Course for Men, Correct Female Code. It's like The wide open space is essentially what he's saying about those beings up there. In fact, they don't have any lines. There are no lines. The brain is what creates this, I'm going to call it a dead end funnel, because at the very end of it, it comes together and you can't go anywhere. And this is what Jesus said when he said, get behind you, Satan. He meant spin this thing around so you're coming from that open space of non-judgment. When you're at the tip of the V, you are in total judgment. This is where anger happens. This is what causes anger and frustration. It creates that pressure in your brain. And that's what he's talking about when he's like, well, they don't really have emotions, because that's kind of a brain thing. And thinking is at the tip of that V. So what I do with my clients is I open them completely wide open. Not only do I have them open the lines open, I completely get rid of the lines where there is no structure, there is no judgment, there is nothing. There's no thoughts, there's just awareness of. So when I talk about being neutral, it might seem like, oh, that's boring. No, I'm telling you, it is the most beautiful feeling. It's pure consciousness. It's pure compassion. It's like I understand what he's saying. Is like, but he kind of misses a little bit. You don't have the lines, and therefore you don't have a trap where you get stuck in the tip of the V on the inside and can't get out, and you get frustrated and you get angry and pissed off and you hate life, you hate the world. That doesn't exist. There are no lines. What you do experience is the fullness of love in an open, expansive way with no boundaries, with no barriers. See, because there's no concentration of energy, which causes a laser beam that can cut through metal. There is no concentration. There's just expansive flow. It's just purity. That's all there is. There's no crystallization of energy. See, when you crystallize your energy or have different crystallizations, that's called being stuck. That's called structure, and that's what causes you to look at a certain person because their hair is blonde or blue eyes or whatever, and judge them. That's all crystallization. That's all judgment. When you completely let go, I call it the art of letting go. You know, I realize I have not really explained this very well until this video. The art of letting go is being in this, there's just nothingness, complete neutrality. And the feeling that you get, it's just pure. You just feel purity. When I'm in that space, like completely there, I love everybody. I will tell you something, it is way better than any drug you will ever take in your life. The funny thing is, this is the reason why a lot of people do drugs. They're trying to get to this space. You can't get there from drugs. Drugs will actually limit you and close you off. And they give you a false, I don't know, a false feeling, a false hope, a false love. It's not genuine. It's not pure. I know why people are attracted to me. It's this love that I have. When I really got good at opening up to this, people everywhere want to talk to me. People literally want to touch me. They want to reach out and grab my arm or touch my... And some people do. Because it reminds them of home. Now, when I mean home, I don't mean here on the planet. I mean up there. Out there, however you want. It's not really up there. It's not really out there. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to use those terms. And the funny thing is, the people that hate me, they hate me because of this love. They hate me for the same reason. It's because they don't have it. The funny thing is, narcissists think they can take it from you by destroying you, and somehow magically it's going to go in. No, because narcissists are the ultimate of being at the tip of the V. And the funny thing is, I teach people how to get out of that trap. This is what I specialize in. That whole course that I keep talking about, the internal awareness, emotional grounding, looking within, that course that I keep mentioning, the techniques, that's where you learn how to do this. This is what I specialize in. This is the number one core piece of no matter who I work with. I don't care what you come to me for. Like from the men's course, the 6-day course, Cracked Female Code, I condition this into you during the course. Because if you can even get 30% good at this, not only are you going to feel good or better with yourself, anyone around you, including women, are going to want to be around you because it's a very open, it's a very free energy. This is why this course doesn't work for narcissists. It's kind of like it's got a built-in safety device. If you're a narcissist, this course won't work for you. Because it's all about opening up and letting go completely. And narcissists do not want to do that at all. They don't want to open up to the right brain. So now, the reason why, okay, so in the last week or more, I've really been hammering on videos like, look, God really does love you. I'm not just saying that to be a nice guy, to make you feel good about yourself. No. I know this from first-hand experience, from constantly and consistently being in that space for over a decade, and I still enter that space. I just don't do it like I used to every single day. When I get into that deep, and I did this for 12 years, that deep space where there's no thoughts. Like there's literally no thoughts. It's almost like it's all receiving and purely noticing the emotions and feelings and noticing what you're noticing. That, even though that is true, that doesn't even explain the depths of what I'm trying to say. There's no control, there's no structure, there's nothingness. It's like space. When you go out into space, imagine you get rid of all the stars and everything. There's nothingness. It's just pure space. And from there you have pure receiving. This nothingness includes no judgment, no criticalness, no anything. It's just pure love and pure compassion. I don't even want to say two words because it's just this oneness. It's the greatest love you'll ever experience in your life. This is how I know that this is how God looks at you. This is how God experiences you. He just loves you. That's it. So, another thing is, the people in the comments on the right are, oh, this kid, he's just, I think he's hyperactive and just all this pure judgment stuff. And it's like, wait a minute. She asked him a question and boom, he just starts firing off information like he's been studying this for 15, 20, 30 years, and it's just boom at the top of his head. It's like, it's just coming to him as he's speaking. It's purity. And as you see the kid bouncing around and moving around, you're noticing like there's no thinking at all. He's just pouring it out. And everything is in alignment. It's one after another. It's just perfectly placed where it's supposed to be. He never thinks, or he never stops and let me remember what I was taught. There's no thinking, there's no stopping, there's no looking for memorization. He's just pouring it out. And what he's saying actually makes sense. So essentially the mom asks him, when people die and they leave on bad terms, so people want to know, are they still angry at me? And the kid basically says, he goes, no. He goes, there is no anger up there. You can't be angry up there. You don't have a brain. See, those emotions come from a brain. And again, it's the tip of the V that I keep showing you guys. Without that brain, you can't have that structure. Without that structure, you can't be stuck. So a lot of people that come to me, whether it's for business or dealing with narcissists or whatever, they're stuck. And okay, there's a bunch of techniques that I use in NLP. So one of the first things I'm doing is I'm going to constantly reverse the V, reverse the V, reverse the V, and get you to the open end, And all of a sudden you got all these ideas and thoughts and possibilities. You're like, oh, because when you're at the tip of the V, there's only one way to go. And that's where narcissists are stuck every single day, every single second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, month, year. And they can't get out of it because they don't want to turn around. So for the average person, that's not a problem with me. I mean, it is so easy to turn you around. It is fun. And you're walking, God, you're a genius. No, all I'm doing is asking a series of questions and getting your brain to shift to a wide open perspective. Then all of a sudden, the answers reveal themselves. At the tip, you have the door closed. When you go to the open wide end, the door's wide open to all the possibilities, and all the answers start pouring in, flowing in. And all of a sudden, wow, what was I so stressed about? And it's just like this meme. All they're saying is like, look, you've been criticizing yourself your entire life and it hasn't worked for you. Why not turn around 180 degrees and start approving of yourself? That's why I keep repeating this meme. So the kid goes on after the mom asks the questions, like, are they still mad at us? He goes, look, people like that up in heaven, they cannot experience emotions like that because they are not in the mind anymore. Structure, which is what the left brain is about rules, structure, and organization. The right brain is the wide open part. The left brain, the further you go left, the more you get into that little tight pinpoint V. It's like a funnel, but there's no opening at the end. And again, this is what God meant in the Garden of Eden. Do not get stuck in the tree of knowledge, which is your left brain, because there's no exit, there's no opening, there's no doorway. So the kid goes on to say, he goes, they don't feel emotions. Now, he did correct it earlier. He says they don't feel like those stuck emotions is what he should say. And anger is a stuck emotion. So he goes on to say they're in this neutral space between neutral and love, etc., etc. And then he goes, so they still love you, and he throws his arms wide open, communicating unconsciously that their love is this wide open, expansive energy. See, love, higher energy is expansive. Dense, condensed energy is lower energy, it's lower vibration. The higher vibration is expanded, where everything has plenty of space to expand. It's total freedom. And that is love. When you have people that have love that's structured, like, hey, love means this, this is that, there's judgment in there, there's concentration, it's like a laser beam. That's not love. Love with conditions, which is the left brain's rules, structure, and organization. Again, the left brain processes literally through rules, structure, and organization. When people are coming at you with like, well, love is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, love is it, like there's conditions connected, that's not love. That's structure. And structure is not love. So he goes on to say, you can't hate up there. It's not possible. He goes, it's just love. He goes, so they love you. And then the mom goes, unconditional love. And that's exactly what I'm trying to explain. There's no conditions. There's no structure. There's no rules. There's no if then, etc. It's just like, it's just love. It's unconditional. And do you know the only thing that they want for you? So they're watching you ride motorcycles, get hurt in relationships, make money, lose money, start a family, lose a family. All they want for you is what they're feeling right now, this expansive, unlimited love. Now, you're always going to get the narcissist go, oh, well, she just loved me unlimited regardless of how much I hurt you. No, because that's not love. That's concentrated energy. That's not unlimited. That's not spacious love. That's not free expansion. That's control. That's laser beam. That's concentrated energy. And that is not love. See, people think that I'm like, oh, so you're saying if someone hurts me, it's okay. No, that's not what I'm saying. If somebody has concentrated energy, if they have bad energy, if they're toxic, you're free to walk away from them. It doesn't mean you have to judge them for it. You're just like, yeah, I don't like this. Okay, watch this. When you are truly in that expanded love, you're just like, man, you know what? Talking about it is very limited. But I'm going to do my best to talk about it. When you are in that open space, that expanded space, you don't want to be around anybody who doesn't have the same space or doesn't open up to it when they come into your presence. If they're this concentrated laser beam, you're like, yeah, it's literally like, I'm going to use an old phrase or term, that's not my vibe, and you just move on. And that's okay. You're allowing them to be in the space and energy that they're in, and you're also allowing yourself to be in the space that you're in. Meaning you're not walking up to them saying, hey, you got to be like me. You shouldn't be that way. You got to change. No, just screw that. Just you go on your own happy vibe and you let them be in the concentrated lower vibrational energy that they're in. I mean, they'll get there eventually. And that's what everyone up there is looking at us. They're going, they'll get it. You're going to get there. Did you ever think that maybe that's what this was all about? See, look at the Bible, the book of Genesis. It's like that was concentrated energy. Shame is concentrated lower vibrational structured energy. I mean, the whole thing is it's about what do narcissists do? They make up rules and then they punish you for it. That's structure. That's crystallization of energy. All right, so now this is one of the number one teachings that I teach in my course for men, Crack the Female Code. It's like you allow people to come and go as they please. You allow them to listen to you or not listen to you. You allow them to laugh at your jokes or not laugh at your jokes. See, when people can truly feel that they're literally completely free to listen to you or not listen to you, they feel much more comfortable and they're much more likely to want to engage and listen to you. If people can feel that you are absolutely okay with them laughing at your jokes and also absolutely okay to not laugh at your jokes, when they feel that, they're like, oh, there's no pressure here. See, people don't like pressure. Pressure is structure. You're trying to put them in a box. And people don't like that. So when you allow people to be in their own space, regardless, period, and you allow yourself to be in your own space, that's when people feel comfortable around you. When people truly feel this freedom of space, that's when they relax and open up with you. That's when they communicate with you. They connect with you. That's when they truly listen to you because there's no barriers. There's no door being closed and locked down. There's no tip of the V. You're just this wide open, expansive person. Now, when I teach these techniques on how to get to that space, a lot of men are like, why are we doing this? And then we go out in public and like, see, women will walk up to you and they'll want to engage with you and you're just standing there. Imagine a relationship where you have two people that are in their own space and they have this open, expansive energy, allowing each other to be in their own energy. And here's the thing. If you're in that same space and you want to engage in their energy, you're free to do so. Do you get it? You're also free to walk away without any judgment or any punishment at all. And that's what this image is representing. It's like when people feel free to engage with you, they're much more likely to do it versus when they feel forced or manipulated or controlled. Here's the really cool thing. When you learn how to allow your energy to notice your own space and then allow other people to be in their own space without invading their space with your eyes or your energy, then what I do is I teach you then how to do it with parts of you inside that are hurting, like when your forehead gets tight, you're afraid, you have anxiety, you feel that anxiety in your heart, your chest, or solar plexus. You have this open, expansive energy and you allow it to have its own energy space as well. This is how you heal. This is open, nurturing, flowing energy. When you concentrate like a laser beam on a part of you that's hurt, or like when ladies, I know you know this. You know how when a man really likes a girl or a woman and he locks on with his eyes, and I call it laser beam, like he's laser beaming and totally focused on her. That does not feel comfortable at all. It feels like you're being hunted and you're being controlled. And the guy's like, what? Because it's weird because you got this big smile. But here's what happened. Okay, when a guy likes a woman, he goes into his lower reptilian brain. And in that brain, right next to the mating system, which is in that part of the brain, right next to it is his hunter system. So when a man is attracted to a woman, he goes into literally hunter mode. And he, like laser beams, like the crosshairs on like a rifle. And he aims in, he focuses in. And women will tell me, Michael, I feel like they're going to hunt me and kill me. So from the nose up, he's hunting his prey, but then he's got this big smile on, and that looks super creepy when men do that. So guys, we can teach you how to not do that and open up and be expansive so she can feel comfortable around your energy. Now, the way most people are walking on the planet is this picture. Forehead to forehead, laser beams, locking on, controlling, manipulating. It's a tug of war, and it is exhausting. See, this is how most relationships are when you don't have two people where their whole system is open and expansive. And it causes headaches, it causes energy draining. And this is exactly what narcissists do. The difference is they're doing it on purpose. They know what they're doing, and they know how to do it at a higher level. Not a higher vibration, it's actually a lower vibration level. It's very concentrated. So, to answer your question, does God love you? Absolutely. He is expanded. He's wide open. He is in this pure form of love. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Love is power. So, to Glam Rocker, you asked me a question. So it was, does God want me back? Yes. God's never let you go. So guys, when I tell you that God loves you and it is pure, I mean that. I'm not just trying to make you feel good. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. So you might go, but Mike, why is there so many rules in the church? And if you step on a crack, you break your teacher's back and you're going to go to hell. And if you make this mistake or that mistake, or if the devil manipulates you and tricks you, it's because these people are coming from their brain. They're coming from their left thinking brain, which structures everything in the form of rules, in the form of right or wrong. And if you're wrong, you must be punished and you're going to go to hell. It's pure narcissism. These people just want to punish you, period. I'm going to tell you something right now. Rules, which force you into the left brain, which disconnects you from your emotions and feelings, they will never, ever make you be a good person, ever. But you know what will? Love. Expanded love. See, when you come from a place of love, you feel everything. And therefore, you would never hurt another being. You would never steal from them. You wouldn't even have a bad thought about them. And that's what this space is. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. There's just pure love. That's all there is. And it feels great. See, the book of Genesis was all about this concentrated energy. Where the doors close, you're at the tip of the V. Shame is the concentrated energy. It causes hurt, it causes pain, it causes suffering, and it's all done because of structure. The serpent made up some rules and said, oh, well, you're naked, and do you know what that means? And here comes the rule. Well, that means you're naked, and what that means is you're doing something wrong and bad, and therefore you should be ashamed. All of this was completely made up out of rules, and they got structured. It's all left brain bullshit. So the progression of the Bible, it's like this. Let's say the book of Genesis, the concentrated energy, okay, where you're in low vibration. The whole idea is to get you to go all the way across the Bible, to open up and open up and open, till now you're in a higher vibrational, open, expanded energy of pure love. That's what this is all about. Expanded, higher vibrational energy is higher intelligence. Now, okay, you know how I said earlier you're free to come and go, like you just experience your own vibe or the vibe that you like? You can't go up to heaven. You can't go up to that expanded energy if you're concentrated. It's not even that you can't go there, you just can't be there because you're not there. See, if you're living in concentrated energy, well, that's where you're at. It's a lower vibration. Until you learn and develop how to open up and expand your energy, you're not expanded. It's not like you're not allowed. It's more like you can't be there because you're concentrated. It's not like you can't be there like you're not allowed. It's like you don't expand. See, that was the whole thing. I don't even want to say mystery, but it's because it wasn't. It was like, this is the whole thing about the tree of knowledge. It's like, hey, be careful. Don't get stuck there. Do I think God can concentrate himself and come down into human form? Absolutely. Do I think he can expand himself and go all the way out into that purity of love? Absolutely. The question is, can you? God bless you guys. I hope you liked this video. I really enjoyed making this video. And I hope it made a lot of sense, and I hope it set you free emotionally as well, and spiritually. If you like this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and if you want, go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.